Everyone is looking at Mrs. Craddock when she tells us Tommy Fletcher died last night. Except me. I'm looking at Tommy Fletcher. He's standing to the right of Mrs. Craddock at the front of the assembly hall. He's staring at me. He doesn't blink. My eyes dart around the hall. Nobody else seems to see him. My heart is beating fast and my throat is dry, but I'm not scared exactly. Okay, maybe I am scared, but I'm not terrified. Is he a ghost? I thought ghosts were meant to be white and floating in midair. Tommy looks exactly like he did last week, except paler. He also blinked last week and never stared at me. He wasn't dead last week. He stands across the room in science class. He never moves or looks away from me. I can't talk to him because all my classmates are here, and so is our teacher, Mr. Jackson, and nobody else can see him. It's strange how people keep repeating that they can't believe they'll never see him again, and I'm looking right at him. He's not in maths or English. He's at trombone practice. I thought he would be. Tommy, Ricky, and I are, or were in Tommy's case, the only trombone players in the school. We used to share these lessons. Tommy wasn't my friend like Ricky is, but I liked him. He never made fun of me or anyone else. Not even Elsa, who always smells like rotten milk with an added yuck. Mr. Jackson asks if we want to talk about Tommy. I look at Tommy. He doesn't move or meet my eye. Mr. Jackson turns around to see what I'm looking at and seems confused. I shake my head. I don't want to talk about Tommy. How can I with him stood right there? Tommy looks sadder now, and there's somehow something angrier in the way he's standing and the blank look on his face. I wish he would go away. He should be in heaven. Why isn't he there? Grandma says we go to heaven when we die. I'm finally alone with Tommy when I'm walking home. I step onto the bridge and he's facing me, stood completely still as usual. I slowly walk up to him. Tommy, I ask nervously. He opens his mouth wider than I thought possible, and a swarm of flies rush out. Their buzzing is the worst sound I've ever heard, until Tommy screams. It's so loud my ears hurt. It's not the type of scream girls make. He sounds in pain. It's like when my dog broke his leg and cried when Dad lifted him into the car, but 1,000 times worse. I cover my ears and close my eyes. I feel flies on my skin and take my right hand away from my ear to brush them off my clothes and away from my face. My right eardrum feels like it's going to burst. I keep my mouth tightly closed, not wanting any flies to go in. I imagine them crawling inside my throat and stomach, and it makes me feel sick. Then Tommy and the flies vanish. They disappear, just like that. I look up ghosts on my dad's computer when I get home. One website says Tommy's body could be possessed. Another says shock and grief can make us imagine seeing people who have died. But I never saw my granddad, and I loved him more than Tommy. Another website talks about banshees when I type in screaming ghosts. It says they're an Irish legend and people think they're more evil than they really are because of their horrible screams. Their purpose is to protect the family they watch over. They scream when a death is about to happen, a death they can't stop. I turn off the computer. It's making me more scared and confused. I think about Tommy during dinner. I drop my knife in fright when the phone rings. My dad gets up, sighing that his fish pie has been interrupted, as if there aren't worse things wrong in the world. It's Mr. Jackson. From what I can gather, he's telling Dad I'm falling behind with trombone, and I won't be ready for my exam next month. I don't understand. I practice nearly every day and I thought I was doing good. I've got through the main piece 3 times without making a mistake once. After hanging up the phone, Dad tells me Mr. Jackson has offered to give me private lessons after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Dad says Mr. Jackson teaches adult students on weekends and has a music studio at his house. It sounds cool. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so it'll take my mind off Tommy. Maybe I can ask Mr. Jackson about ghosts when Ricky isn't around to make fun of me. I thought I wouldn't be able to sleep. Then Mom is waking me up for school. I don't see Tommy all day. Perhaps I imagined seeing him yesterday. Or maybe I was in shock like the website said. Perhaps he missed the train to heaven and had to wait the whole day for the next one. Mom drops me off outside Mr. Jackson's house. His music room is cool. There are 20 guitars, a piano, and 4 trombones. He tells me to play my main exam piece. I don't make any mistakes until he starts rubbing my shoulders and stroking my face. Then he tries to reach between my legs. I don't know why, but this feels wrong, and suddenly I think I know how Tommy died. I swing my trombone into Mr. Jackson's face and run. The front door is locked. I can't open the windows. His angry footsteps are coming. I run into the basement. There's an open window, but I can't reach it. I grab a chair and climb up, pulling myself through the tiny window. I breathe in sweet air. Tommy helped me. He came back from the dead to warn me about Mr. Jackson. I wish I could repay him. Then a hand tightens around my ankle, and I remember why banshees scream. Everyone is looking at Mrs. Craddock when she says I died last night, except Ricky. He's looking at me.